Hey family, Dr. Dorsey here, and welcome to Next Level Conversations, where we don't just talk about growth, we ignite it. Every time we get together, we dive into transformative insights, breakthrough strategies, and high-impact wisdom designed to elevate your mindset, sharpen your leadership, improve your fitness and wellness, and of course, fuel your success. So whether you're here to level up in business, relationships, get more fit, get well, heal, personal mastery, or anything that you're focusing on, you're in the right place. Here is my promise to you. Promise to maximize your time. Promise to encourage you to take action. Promise you to focus on growth, and I promise you to be in the moment. I need you to make the same promise to yourself. We are here to help you get to the next level. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to Next Level Conversations, where we are empowering men and really dealing with potential and sharing stories, man. I'm fortunate enough to be joined by a good friend of mine, a super accomplished individual, somebody who also has a passion for growth, somebody who is one of the most focused people I have ever met, and somebody who I respect significantly. If you don't know him, you should know him. If you don't follow him, you need to follow him. And he has put aside time to come and really have a next level conversation with us about what he's doing, about how he's doing it, and some of the things that he's learned. And so I'm just excited to bring him to the stage, my good friend. He's going to say hello. Y'all, please, in the chat and man, everywhere, help me welcome the one and the only Patrick Rembert. Yo, what's up?
Man, Charles, thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Just generally speaking, man, introduce yourself. I know I've done my part. Please say hello to the people. Like somebody does not know you, does not know what you do, doesn't know where you're from.
How's everybody doing, man? My name's Patrick Rembert, from Long Beach, California, way of UC Irvine. Which is how I met Charles all those years ago. So I don't want to make you feel old, but it was a long time ago. And been playing since graduating UCI. I've been playing professionally overseas for the past 13 years now. And I mean, I've loved it. I've loved every minute of it, throughout this journey of not just, being able to play the game I love, but learning a lot about myself. And it's been an invaluable experience that I wouldn't change for the world.
Yeah, man. And salute to you. Know you're having success. Know you're spending time away from a place that you know is home and that you experience as home. But I'm sure you've made several homes in between here and there, man. I'm excited to hear about the journey. But, man, you just coming back from somewhere, man. What you just finished doing?
I just had a game. Like I had to, rush out and shower, and now I'm at a restaurant. But I had to make sure. I told you I was gonna be on the call, so I had to make sure I was settled. So, I'm here.
Yeah. What part of the season are you in, bro?
We're in the Final Four right now. We're in Amman, Jordan. So we're in the Final Four of the Middle East Champions League. So. Tough loss tonight, but we're still up 2-1. So, hopefully a couple more wins and we'll be in the finals.
Yeah, man. Sending you best wishes. I know they got the right person on the team. And, there's a lot to be said about that, man. Well, even there, what position do you play?
Point guard.
Yeah. Is that like what you've always wanted to play? Is that like a position that you really like? I know sometimes positions are connected to sort of genetics and height and stuff like that, but do you enjoy that position?
I mean, I've played it since birth, honestly. Since my dad put the ball in my hands, I've played point guard forever, and I love it. I honestly love it.
So I've been fortunate enough to have some real conversation with you about why you actually love that position, and I'd love for you to kind of share about that, because a lot of times people see the game and they don't understand it. Can you give us like some behind the scenes view of why that position is important?
So as a point guard, I mean, I'm sure most people, watch football. Point guard is, like the quarterback, where you set the table for everyone. You control the pace, you control the team. You're the leader of the team. And honestly, that's my personality, which coincidentally it's my personality, being an Aries, who I've grown up to be from my dad, being in the Marines. I'm a natural leader, and it's hard for me to follow others, honestly. So it's the perfect position for me.
Yeah, like I love it. So you've got other people who depend on you
Hmm.
to manage the game.
Correct. The team, the coaching staff. Yes. I'm an extension of the coach on the court.
So then talk to me about how you're even successful at that. Like, what is your preparation like? Like, all right, so to frame it, we're talking
Hmm.
to men, and you want to
Yes.
use your time, your expertise, your experience on the court to explain it, but also give him some insight to how you're successful at that. Talk to me about it.
Honestly, my success throughout my entire life has just been outworking everyone. I feel like my greatest blessing was my work ethic. Honestly, like some people was to be 6'6", super athletic. Mine was an extreme passion for the game and a work ethic that, I honestly believe is second to none. And that's honestly been my calling card throughout my entire life, not just, on the basketball court, but off it. Whenever I, take on a task or I'm asked to do something, I can rely on my work ethic to push me through. And whether it's something I don't even know, I'll figure it out, or I'll go find the answers. If you ask me to do, over in college and you're doing a research paper, it's like, I don't know anything about this subject, but I'll make sure by the time I turn the paper in, I'll know more than the professor. So my extreme work ethic, honestly, and a lot of people say, no days off, but it's really kind of a lifestyle where it's like there aren't really days off, even after a game. Like tomorrow, like coaches like, get some rest, don't do too much. Like okay, my day off will be going to the gym and doing like a light lift, and then getting in the ice bath and the sauna and stretching, and and that's a day off, honestly, because I'm recovering, but it's active recovery. So that's just me. Like, I can't just sit idly by and lay around and say, okay, I'm just gonna take it in. Like, I'm like, that's for the off season, when I'm on vacation for a week, and then even after that week I'm back in the gym. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing, man. I think that's a good. I want to squeeze a little bit more juice out that limit, because, and I want to deal with you personally, and then we'll deal with the team, because those are two different,
Yeah.
dynamics, different teammates. But you personally, like, how do you keep yourself after 13 years, after 20, 30 years of playing the same game? Like, how do you stay focused? Like, how do you stay excited? Like, I understand you love the game, but
Hmm.
any strategies? Are there any cheat codes that you use to be sure that you stay at the top of your game?
Honestly, and I talked to one of my mentors when I was in college still, and he said, if you want to, play professionally, whether you make the NBA or if you have to go overseas, he said, make sure you love the game and love the grind, because it honestly is a grind. And I'm, we're all human. We have those days where we're just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. But I look at it when I wake up, and even if I don't want to be in the gym that day, I get there and I'm like, wow, like, I'm really blessed to be able to do this. And how many people, wish they could, not be working that 9 to 5, or, that are struggling to try to make it professionally, in this game. And they wish they were in this position. I don't take it for granted. And that, that's the biggest thing. And that's, like I said, on top of my, the driving force of, my work ethic, it's not taking these days, taking these seasons, these years for granted, because it's a finite game. So we only have so many years to play. And as long as I can play, I want to play. And then after that, I want to, give knowledge and help the next kid. So that's really the driving force, is that it's, you never know when it's over. And then when it is, you don't want to have any regrets. And that's, obvious. I mean, I know you guys don't know, but Charles knows that Kobe was, my idol growing up, and he always spoke to that. He's like, you don't want to leave any stone unturned. Like when you retire, you want to look back and say, I gave it everything, and you don't want to live with regrets.
Yeah, those some bars, man. I heard you say gratitude. That's
Yes.
key. Like
Yes.
you get to live the life that you are living, and you don't want to leave anything on the table. I heard you really move through, like, or at least, and I'm privileged to know you. But you said mentorship is key.
Yes.
Right? How many do you have more than one mentor?
I would say I have a few in different avenues of life. Like I would consider you one. I have another, one or two in basketball. Then I have another one, kind of in the finance sector. But yeah, I take pieces from each of you guys and just apply it, in whatever the situation may be. So that's and like I said, that's also a blessing in itself to have people, especially older people. I've always gravitated towards older people. As a kid, I always wanted to be, around my dad's friends and my uncles, and just because I just felt like I could get so much more knowledge, that way. And that's who I've always been, and that's who I'll always be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's really like, guys, you're watching. Like, and I want to, because I'm in the space now, man. We could get to fitness. I don't even want to. I mean, I recall trying to get with you. Yeah, man, I got to get to the gym. And people don't understand the sometimes the mental work that it takes to get in the gym and do the same thing over and
Yes.
over and over again. Like that must drive you crazy. Wait, so before I go there, because I get excited about that stuff. So you got mentorship, right? Is there anything that you like are intentional about as it relates to what you read or what you listen to? You understand?
I would say the most intentional thing in terms of reading is my Bible, and that's in the morning at night. Honestly, that's without question. I'm going to do that morning and night. And then other than that, the books I read are, I honestly have been on this financial literacy wave the past, I want to say, month and a half. In terms of books, it kind of is one of those things, whatever, sparks my interest at the time, and I really want to dive deep. That's what I'll read at the time. Music. I mean, that music is just more of a mood type of thing. Like I can listen to, you know, old R&B songs before the game, or I can listen to, Lil Wayne or Jay-Z. It just depends on my mood. But yeah, in terms of music, I wouldn't say there's a, something specific. But reading is, I always honestly just tell people I stay in my Bible, because that's, at the end of the day, that's, who we serve and what we have.
Yeah,
But yeah, books, it's all about the knowledge. Like if whatever I come across, something will spark my interest, and I'll go, on iBooks and, just buy the book and then put it on my laptop and start reading. So yeah.
yeah, y'all. This is a bar, man. I tell people, like, read a book. Like, reading
Yes.
is one of the ways, like, your mind has endless capacity. It truly does.
Right.
And so for men, if you're not reading, your mind, you're missing using one of the strongest muscles that your mind has, right? And you don't want to, like, I feel like the older I get, the more I appreciate the ability that my mind has. You think about all of the stuff, like, this is crazy. Like, I mean, all right, just do me a favor. This is this is off top of the dome. You're in the game. Just
Okay.
walk through everything that you're looking at while you're trying to manage the game. You got the ball in your hand. You just got it
Uh-huh.
out of bounds.
Yeah.
See some idea of everything that's happening in your head.
I see the other 9 guys on the court and everything they're doing, and just kind of manipulate them in a way that will essentially allow our team to be successful. So if it's on offense, I'm looking at what the other four defenders are doing and what my other four, I mean, the five defenders are doing, what my four teammates are doing and where they're positioned and where we can get the best shot. And then on defense, defense is kind of more like a chess match where it's like, okay, how can we force them to make a mistake? And like, and then because and people talk about offense a lot, but defense, you can force guys to to do certain things in a way where it's like, all right, we don't want this guy to score, so we're gonna purposely leave their worst player open and force him to shoot it, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to score. It's just it's life. Like, it's like when you see little kids at 5, 6 years old, everyone runs to the ball. They run to the ball because they want to score. It's like it's like that professionally, because you leave a guy open and he looks like, I get paid good money to play basketball, I have the right to shoot it. In reality, he's right. But also the flip side of the coin is like, are you on the court to shoot? So
This is so good.
Yeah. So it's and like I say, it's KYP. Like I tell people, and I say this in real life and off the court, I say KYP, like, know your personnel, whether it's in business, like, everyone has a job to do. Some people are the CEO and can manage people, other people, you're the tech guy, like, or what, like, you got to know your personnel and play your position. And that's in life. Like, everyone can't be the vice president. Some people, have to be the secretary, and that's okay. Like, because if the job gets done, it gets done, and we all benefit and we take bonuses. So yeah.
That's so good. Can I please tell you what I heard you say? Just in case y'all missed that, man. Dang, you said so much, man. That thing, when you said everybody wants to score, bro, that thing hit me like a ton of bricks. Because what happens in my mind is, like, everybody wanting to score actually has to be managed.
Yes.
You see, like, when you strategically force somebody to pass the ball to that guy, he has to manage the impulse. Do I score? Do I pass it? This is a whole problem for guys, bro. Because if you take this into life, there is something about having the ball in your hand as a man.
Right.
It's something about it, like, Pat, and this is, I know you have to manage it because you can actually score.
Yeah.
But there will be times where you have to put somebody else in position to score, but you can score. You understand? Like, and it's this, of course you do. It's this tug of war. And I want to talk to the man who, that's your life. You have to try to make decisions about when to score and when to pass, or when to hold the ball, right? Or when to go set a screen. Like, I know this is triggering stuff in your head, bro. Like,
yes.
Can you pull some life lessons out of this? Is so profound to me, because as a man, I may think that my only responsibility is to score. Like,
right.
I may think that my only responsibility is to put the ball in the hoop. And if basketball as a whole is the game, give me some advice, because I grew up my entire life with the pressure of, I got to put the ball in the hoop.
See, okay, I'm gonna take it one step further, because me and one of my best friends, he's also older than me. His name is Pat too. We were having a convo because we do investments together, and we literally were talking about the Black community, and I know you can attest to this, how in the Black community we're scared to invest our money. It's the strangest thing, but I mean, I understand it, because what you don't know, and what we weren't taught, to go into the stock market. It's like, oh, real estate, but it's like, the stock market is, been around since the beginning of time. It's going to stay there. And it's like, so we were talking, and we were saying, what's crazy is that as Black men, we'd rather have 100% of 30,000 than say, let's pool all our money together and have 15% of 1.5. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, no, I want all my money. Like, But if we all pool our money together, we'll have, $1 million and you'll have 15% of it. Like what's better? It's the craziest thing. And that's what talking about. Everyone wants to score. It's like, but we'll all score if we do it together. It's like, if I don't pass you the ball, it's like the hockey assist where it's like I pass you the ball and he passed him the ball. I don't get the assist. He does, but you scored and our team scores. Like we all win. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, man. This is an important question, y'all. Like y'all, I could spend the rest of the time talking about this. I'll tell you, the truth is, some of us don't know how to play on teams. We don't even know how to do it. That's the gift that I think your competency has given to you. So you talk about you like to lead. The byproduct of that is that it's forcing you to learn how to play on a team.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you can't win without the team. Now it is true some people can take over the game.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who take over the game, it seems like you also diminish the growth of the people on the team. What's the sacrifice, right? That's what's so profound about it. And that's why I'm really, and I'm going to move on, but this is why I'm really giving you your flowers, bro, for the length of time that you have had to navigate different personnel and had to navigate different teams and had to get used to different playing environments. This is life, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like life oftentimes puts you on a different court in a different game with different risk. And you've done that successfully, bro. That's a flex. You feel me?
Yeah.
So salute to you. All right. I need to move. That's so good though.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm interested in, I gotta ask you these questions, but I would get stuck there. So I'm gonna ask you two questions. One of them is, what is one of the lessons you've learned about playing on a team that you think has really improved your life?
Working together with teammates / coworkers that you don't always see eye to eye with, or you might not even necessarily like, and how you can navigate it to still, be successful. I mean, I think in sports, that's one of the biggest things. Like, I think that's why I'm like a huge advocate for all kids playing sports, is because you learn to navigate stuff, because you're not going to always be with your friends. Like, you have to be able to work with people that you honestly don't like, and still be able to communicate, in a healthy, positive manner, to where it's like, okay, how can we get this done together? We don't have to hang out after the game, after practice, off the court, but when we're together, we need to be able to work together. And that's the biggest thing. I mean, I can honestly say, like, I've always been a pretty liked teammate, but there's been guys where I couldn't stand, and I was just like, how can I make this work? Because if I don't, then the entire team suffers. So I'd say the biggest thing is learning how to work with people that you don't agree with or necessarily like.
That's so good. That's so good. Like, I see that in relationships. I see that in family. I see that in households.
Mm-hmm.
I see that on jobs, man. It translates there for me. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it translates for other people too. Is there, like, and this is just me being selfish now. Let's say you are in a situation where you have to make a choice right at the front, right? You see conflict. Is there like a golden rule? Like, is there, like, do you pause? Like, is there something that you do to be sure that you at least get the more positive result out of it? Is there like a method, a formula, or something that you always keep playing in your head?
Yeah, for me, so like, because my personality, I could peel back layers on people and find something that we have a common ground or common interest in. So if it's some guy that, he's just a headache for everyone, and even the coaches can't get through to him, I'll find something where it's like, oh, you like this movie? Like, man, I was a huge fan of it. And he'll think like he's the only one in the world that might like this TV show or this genre of music or this character in a movie, and then he finds out that I like, he's like, okay, and then I find ways to get guys to open up, and they can still be a headache on the court for everyone else involved. But if I can find a way to get them to open up to me, I can manipulate him and do the things that I need him to do. And it's kind of like playing a puppet. Like, the puppet master. It's like, okay, like you don't necessarily know, like, I'm controlling you, but I am.
Listen, that's being attentive. That's paying attention. That's doing research. That's having patience, right? That's actually exercising restraint. That's problem solving. Like, all of that's wrapped in there, bro. I don't even know if you like. I'm here and I'm like, oh, this is gold. So I'm like, listen to me, because a lot of people make mistakes right in there. So they don't look. They just take it for what it is, and it becomes something that really does impact the entire team. Oh man, that's so good. That's so good. I hope y'all getting something from this. Okay, here it is. So the same question in the same vein, and I want you to take it off the court. All right. Let me see. What's one lesson you've learned overseas that every man needs to hear about chasing his dream, even when nobody's watching? One lesson that you learned overseas that every man needs to hear about chasing his dream.
Being comfortable, uncomfortable. Being comfortable in an uncomfortable situation or situations, because I feel like, and I've learned this personally, and I was told this prior to, so it also helped me, is that you learn a lot about yourself as a man, as a human, that how you handle situations that aren't comfortable for you. Like, how do you deal with stuff when it's not all, roses, or it's not all aligned, or it's, in my case, it's like, oh, I'm not in America and I have access to this, and this, and I, can be in my comfort zone and relax. Like, how do you deal with it? And how do you respond to stuff? Like, I mean, it's overseas, I've dealt with a myriad of things, whether it's, money being late, or the coach just being, off the walls, and, feeling like he hates everyone or hates me the most. And it's like, how do you respond? Because who was it, MLK, that said, you find the true testament of a man by how he responds to challenges. I don't know if that's the right quote.
It's not where you stand in times the good, but where you stand in times bad is perfect.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so how do you deal with situations that are uncomfortable for you? Like, do you respond accordingly, or are you going to fold and you're going to go home and run away from things? And I think that's one of the biggest things, is that, as a man, you can't run away from stuff. You should face stuff head on. And, I think that's one of the things when it comes to women, is like, they want men to, communicate more. And as men, we're like, I'll just go solve the issue. I don't need to talk about it. Like, I'm just go do it. It's one of those, things that, can you handle tough situations? And you learn a lot about yourself, honestly. And I've learned a lot about myself being away from home and being in situations that, I felt like, might have been unfair, or, I felt like, the world was against me, and like, why am I here? And it's like, after you come out of that, you're like, it wasn't even that bad at all. And then you learn, like, wow, like, if I can get through that, like, whatever comes next, like, it will be no problem.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh God, this is so good. I'm just digesting it myself. He said, you got to learn how to get through tough situations. He said, you got to learn how to manage yourself when you're uncomfortable. Like, discomfort has a way. You gotta get out of the house. Like, that's what I heard, bro. Like,
get out of the bubble, the bubble that we all live, especially as, I mean, you can attest to this, as Americans, like, we live in a bubble, which is crazy until you actually get out of it, and you're like, wow, like, there's so much more to life, to the world, than just stuff that happens in LA and New York or Miami. It's like there's so much more out there than what you see on the news. Like the first time I went to Beirut, everyone was like, "You're going to Beirut?" If it's, I'm like, the people in Lebanon are amazing people. The country is amazing. Like the food is amazing. It's like you can't rely on what USA Today is telling you or CNN. It's like there's just so much more out there. And it like you say, get out the house. Get out of the house.
Yo, bro, like
Uh,
if you're a man, listen to me. And I'm gonna make somebody upset. If you're a man, you still living at home, and you can afford not to live at home, you need to get out, straight up and down. Like you staying there because you're comfortable. It's time to go. Like
I give him a pass if he's saving for like a house or something. All right, I give you a pass. But if you're just staying there because it's the routine, your mom washed your clothes, you want to eat it, like no, you got to get out.
you got to
Like
go.
if you have a purpose, if there's a purpose behind it, I'm with you.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So let me, yeah, but let me knock on that door though, because I think it's important. You do have purpose outside of that house. Like a lot of guys
yes,
are not functioning at a high level because they graduated a long time ago and just didn't leave. You understand?
right.
Like after you have served your time in the place where you were raised, you got to go. Because as you said, there are things you learn about yourself. So a lot of guys are also not performing high because there are things that they're supposed to know about themselves that they don't want to put themselves in position to learn. Like you don't know what you're going to discover because you won't get out of the bubble. Right?
Right.
Like is the discovery. So I love that about what you said. And even if you can't leave the house, travel. Like go to a place you've never been before outside of the country that you live in and let that thing. I really believe that travel's changed my life. Right? I'm like,
Yes.
just the stuff you see, it's like, oh, I'm tripping. Like I remember it so clearly. I'm like, oh, I'm straight up tripping. Like without travel, I wouldn't have graduated from UCI, bro. My world was so small,
Yeah.
I couldn't think outside the box.
Yeah.
And sometimes tragedy will push you outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, you mind if I use basketball as an analogy?
Yeah, for sure.
You shot to go to the NBA, but you didn't make it. So you have a choice. You see? Like, and a lot of people, when they don't hit their mark, they stay where they are.
Right.
When not hitting the mark might have been the launch pad to figure out who you are. I just think there's so much in what you said, bro. Like, get out, see the world, learn who you are, fail, because that's what we're going to next. All right. I want you to talk about the missed marks in the middle of success. Like I want you to talk to me about like when because people will see you being successful, but you don't feel like you've been successful. They'll be like, "Oh,
right.
you're amazing," and you're like, "Bro."
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no, honestly, I know you can attest to it that as much success as you had, I'm sure you failed 100 times more. Like, and that's how I feel. I'm like, yeah, like okay, we won the championship this year, but the other 10 years, like we didn't win. So like, I don't.
them L's, man, them L's be trying to take you up out this blood,
man.
So all right, so let's jump there real quick because I want to be mindful of my time. I hope you guys enjoying this and thank you, Pat. This is good. You said you guys didn't win tonight. That's what you said. How do you recover from loss?
So,
or losing. That's a big question because you lose people. I'm talking about the game. Let's say when you lose a game that you really want to win, how do you recover?
So, like I mentioned earlier, like Kobe's like, it's my guy. As you know, you were to UCI. He was always around at UCI. He spoke to us a number of times. I've spoke to him, good dozen more times, in the gyms. And one of the first things I asked him, I said, "How you deal with a tough loss?" And this after we lost to Long Beach State one game. I remember it like it was yesterday. And he's like, "Honestly, I just go home and take a shit and flush it, and that's it. And then I'm thinking about, how it can be better." And I tell people that all the time. They're like, "That's like, it sounds so vague," or it's like, take a shit and flush it. But it's like, you know, it's over. You can't change it. Now you can only learn from it. And my parents know this, that I'm like the worst loser. Like, I hate to lose more than I even love to win. It's like the craziest thing. It sounds crazy, but it's who I am, who I've always been since I was playing PlayStation in my room growing up. It's just, so I take it for what it is. We lost, and now my mind is on the next. It's like, okay, what did I learn from this, and how can we be better the next game? And like I told you, there's no off days. So tomorrow I'm going to get up, I'm going to go, do a lift, clear my mind, and then prepare for the next game in 2 days. So that's honestly what I do.
Listen to me. I know I'm going to be in church one day, right in front of that microphone, and that comment might slide right on into the conversation. I'm talking to a friend. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's gonna preach. That's gonna preach so good. I'm gonna be, and we all gonna be running around the room by the end of it. Yeah, I think number one, I love what and you've never said it to me, but I want to say it to you. I love the fact that you said, I don't lose well. And I'm not suggesting that you don't recover from loss well. I'm saying I love the fact that you don't lose well, which means to me, if you're out there and you're giving it your all, you expect to win. Right? Like, I'm not out here nobody out here trying to, who wants to lose? Even though we understand that loss is a part of the process, we don't have to surrender the tenacity and the ambition that says, I'm still trying to win. Right. And I'm giving my effort like I'm trying to win. And when I do not win, I'm not okay with not winning. Even though I understand that loss is a part of it. I think it takes a certain type of person to obsess over winning. Right. I'm here to win. Even if I lose, I came to win. Right. And so I think that's dope, man. And I didn't know that. That's really cool. I didn't know that you had those encounters with Kobe, and that's just a salute to you. Now, in order to have those encounters, you had to be in the gym when people were asleep. I know that to be a fact, right?
Yes.
Because I heard that man in there at just before the sun came up. You understand? He was in the spot putting in hours.
Yeah, at Crawford Hall, late night, and then he's up 5 hours later. It was
That's wild to me. But see, that's it too, right? Like the reality that there was a 70-year-old guy. I don't know if you remember John. He was a tall guy from the church. John Woolery, real tall guy. You couldn't miss it. I said, hey man, what's the key to success? He said, you got to get up. Just as simple as he said, you got to wake up, man. I said, yeah. What? And I didn't understand it because me, I'm like, I'm not a morning person. I ain't getting up. He said, I get up every day, 5 a.m. Like, you 70. First of all, you should be sleeping longer. But then the more I thought about what he said, I was like, he was giving me straight game, right? You get out, you get ahead, but high performers are typically up early. All right, listen, I'm running out of time. If you had to guess how many hours you spend a week sharpening your craft, what would you say? You start with a day. That's fine. That's you have to calculate it.
Probably about 4 or 5 hours a day. So times 6, 7, 30 hours a day, 32.
30 a week?
Yeah.
See, 5 times 7, that'd be 35 if you were in there every day. And
But
Sunday
see,
prep is
when we do like the active recovery days, those are like probably an hour. So that's why
yeah.
I say like six days out of the week are really going in, and the other one day is just like a good hour to get in and get out.
Yeah, I would actually argue with you on that because I'm doing bodybuilding now. So sleep is work. Let me just let the light bulb turn on. Sleep is actually work. Like if you don't sleep, your body can't recover. So don't you have a certain amount of hours that you have to sleep, or you choose to sleep, or you strive to sleep?
See, I'm like a late sleeper, early riser.
Yep.
So I'm 5 or 6 hours a night.
So let me tell you, bro. Like, all right. So let's get to the game real quick. One of the things I discovered, but you know this already because you're in recovery. You practice recovery, but there is no greater recovery than sleep.
But I take naps.
Let's see. So we in here. All right. Oh, we in the same space. That's why I said I would argue because you're not counting the hours you're sleeping as hours you're putting in. You're not counting the hours that you're napping as hours you're putting in. Like, bro, I have to look at the clock and be like, I'm not getting enough sleep. I got to stop what I'm doing because I got to go to sleep. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to sleep because I'm sleepy. I'm going to sleep because if I don't sleep,
I have to. So I met Cristiano Ronaldo's trainer in Dubai last year, and he told me, I said, what's like his main focus when it comes to training and everything he does? Because you see Cristiano Ronaldo, like, in my opinion, the greatest soccer player ever, like, and he's still doing it.
Yeah.
He's like nothing gets in the way of his 2-hour afternoon nap. He said it's the most important thing of his training. 2-hour in the afternoon, 2-hour nap. It's the most. His phone stay in the other room. He goes to sleep for 2-hour nap, wakes up, starts. But it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 hours, no devices, no nothing. Complete. So he goes to sleep. He's like, that's the most important thing for his training, his recovery, his performance. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I definitely know how important it is now, bro, because every day I get up, I have to take my blood glucose levels. I have to take my blood pressure. I take my blood glucose levels. I take my weight every single day. And we can get into how meticulous I am with eating. We get into the workout. I can show you some pictures, bro. This is insane. I'm getting results. I'm getting real crazy results. I'm gonna send you. But my body can't metabolize everything when it's rushed to do it, bro. So if I'm not sleeping, my body didn't finish. So now I'm trying to get finished outcomes with unfinished processes. Does that make sense to you? It's like you want your body to do stuff, but you didn't give your body the time to do it. That's your fault, And so what I learned is that my body needs the time to be the best body. And sleep is the body's time. That's when your body, every natural process that's in you takes over. That's why you got to go to sleep, right? And you can get more done in a body that sleeps well than you can just running on 2-3 hours sleep. Now, this is revelation for me because I'm the king of 2 hours here, 3 hours. But
me too.
I recently learned it though, bro. There's a boxer who I'm gonna be getting with. I'm gonna go to his gym. We're gonna actually host a men's session at his gym. And he said, you gotta go to sleep. And he said, I've mastered taking naps. That thing blew me away. I was like, nap is sleeping? He said, absolutely. I said, what? Oh, you should have never told me that, bro. I'm about to, when I say that was like a cheat code, that was like the fadeaway, that was like the sky hook. Oh, I'm about to hurt these cats. Okay, we got to stop, man. I'd love to do a part 2 with you. I think that this was really helpful, right? And so we've just had an amazing session with Patrick Rembert, overseas professional basketball player, man of many talents, man of great conviction, man of great discipline. He didn't get to stand up, but if you've just seen him, the brother's built. That's actually something that takes time, but he's also well thought and he's also well spoken. He's a general on the floor. He's also the coach, right? When the game is in process and his team depends on him to help them orchestrate plays, but also to put them in position to win. I have been blessed by listening and spending this time with him, and I hope you have as well. We're about to get up out of here, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Come back next time here on Next Level Conversations, where we're talking to men, we're sharing stories, and we're unlocking potential one episode at a time. Tap back in, follow us. We'll see you soon. All right, family, that's a wrap for this session of Next Level Conversations. But remember, elevation does not stop here. Apply what you've learned, challenge yourself, and keep pushing towards your next level. If this conversation resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, subscribe, stay locked in for the next one. Keep moving, keep growing. And if you're climbing, I'll see you at the